Nakaka-anim na trial days na po itong impeachment court, no? On the part of the defense, how would you assess the your performance, or at least what you thought you have achieved during those first 6 trial days?
Sir Christian, I'll be very honest, no? Syempre, we had our targets at sa amin naman, sa totoo lang, we feel that we actually met those targets. But syempre, hindi rin natin maikakaila na kailangan pa rin ng fine-tuning here and there, lalo na magsisimula na tayo sa Article 1, no? Yung confidential funds, I think later on this week after si Director Matibag. So we're really preparing for that also. Uh, Syempre, iba talaga yung impeachment trial, no? Kahit tayo ay mga litigator sa private sector, iba pa rin talaga yung impeachment. Kasi yung impeachment, everyone's watching you eh. It's so public. At alam nyo naman na tao lang din naman tayo, no? Syempre, when we look at social media, we see a lot of different posts, no? Whether for or against what we're advocating for. At syempre tayo, kailangan din tayong marunong manuri, no? Na kung constructive naman yung criticism, we should also adjust kung saan yung mga naririnig natin.
Okay, you mentioned you had your targets, no, clearly. Can you talk to us about these targets? What were you trying to achieve during the first 6 trial days?
Well, as you know, ang napakahirap sagutin kasi we cannot talk about the merits, no? Hindi
Mm.
dahil sa hindi namin kayo gusto sagutin, but we cannot talk about the merits. But siguro in broad strokes, syempre meron tayong mga initial witnesses, gusto nating matest yung credibility, gusto nating tingnan kung ano ba talaga yung nasagawang investigasyon ng NBI doon sa kasong sinampa nila, or reklamo na sinampa nila sa DOJ laban sa ating Vice Presidente. Gusto natin makita yung circumstances around that. So, yun yung mga pinaikutan ng defense, yun yung mga targets namin. For example, yung affidavit of investigation, etc. Gusto natin makita, no, kung ano yung mga gusto natin ipakita yung mga inconsistencies na nakita namin, but whether or not that is appreciated by the impeachment court, syempre, I cannot say, no, for sure. At titingnan pa natin kasi early days pa naman po. Alam ko marami ring sa ating mga kababayan ang siguro parang nabagalan sa takbo ng
Mm.
trial dahil lalo na nung first 2 days, no? But parati kong sinasabi, in fairness to the prosecution also, normal lang kasi talaga na kailangan mo magpa-authenticate ng mga iba't ibang dokumento, videos, etc. At pagdating sa defense na panahon naman namin magpresenta ng ebidensya, hindi rin may iwasan na may mga araw na ganun.
Mm.
So, yun lang. Gusto lang natin ipaliwanag talaga sa publiko. In fairness din to the prosecution, no, na talagang parte yan ng trial, kumbaga.
Okay, understood, no? And also understood na yung lawyers from each side were only doing their job, no? The best, the way they thought for their respective clients. Yung kritisismo doon po sa mga defense lawyers na nag-cross-examine, marami po nayabangan, iba na bastusan, iba masyadong parang smart ass yung dating. Was that part of the strategy?
No, sir. To be honest, to be very candid with you, wala namang ganyang aspeto yung aming strategy. I think it's just that different lawyers have different styles of litigating their cases. So, siguro may mga lawyers na mas aggressive, kumbaga, compared to others. May mga lawyers na hindi kasing aggressive. So, kasi kung titingnan nyo in our team, no, although we are with a big firm which is Fortuna Nervasa, marami rin naman sa amin na hindi kasama ng Fortuna Nervasa, so iba-iba talaga po yung style.
Mm. Kasi nung yung opening statement pa lang ni Attorney Sheila Season, ang dating very combative siya, very abrasive. Parang gusto agad manakmal o mang-away. Tapos yung dalawa nag-cross-examine naman, si Attorney CJ Narbasa, tapos si Attorney Mark Benluan, may mga hirit here and there na actually nakaka-insulto. Yung isa binanggit pa, 80 raw yung grade ni Vice President Sara Duterte. What were
May
they
may
thinking? And anong pinag-usapan niyo after these things came out?
Well, sa amin sa totoo lang ay we try to leave everyone to their own styles. Syempre, nagkakaroon ng usapan on what works better, what doesn't work, those things. But with due respect rin naman to my co-counsels, kasi may kanya-kanya talaga po 'yan, Sir Christian, 'di ba? Parang kahit sa korte, pag nanood ka ng mga trial sa korte, makikita mo yung iba't ibang style ng mga abogado. Hindi ko masasabing one is better than the other. Naintindihan natin yung sentimento rin, no, ng publiko. So that's why sinasabi ko nga, pag may constructive criticism naman ng publiko, dapat tayo maging may humility, no, na makinig din. Hindi naman lahat na pag negative mali na, 'di ba? So
Mm.
dapat nakikinig din tayo. So but again, I don't want to cast aspersions, especially to my teammates, kumbaga, no. Iba-iba lang po talaga yung style. At kahit sa kabilang panig, makikita natin iba-iba rin yung style. It's normal in any court setting.
Opo, pero yung principal ninyo si Vice President Sara Duterte, ano yung preference niya? Yung ganong style na medyo combative o yung style ninyo na very calm and extemporaneous? At least when you argued against the subpoena to be issued
Opo.
against the bank and tax records.
Opo, yung kay VP, sa totoo lang, wala naman siyang guidance kung ano yung character. I think bilang abogado, naiintindihan din niya na iba-iba yung character, no? And si VP bilang abogado rin, she knows, no, that when she formed this team, she trusts that we can do actually our job to defend her as best as we can. Ngayon, pagdating naman sa akin, siguro explain ko rin din yung side ko, Sir Christian, in fairness to all other lawyers also. Kung matatandaan nyo kasi yung sa akin, oral argument siya, hindi siya direct or cross-examination. So siguro yung pagiging mas toned down, mas naging madali para sa akin gawin yon dahil yung setting is magsasalita yung prosecution and then magsasalita ako, 'di ba? Hindi siya yung parang nag-o-object ka in the middle of whatever is being asked, or yung kabila naman magre-react to the other side. So, in fairness to them, iba rin kasi talaga pag oral arguments, iba yung setting. So, I cannot say na pag ako naman yung magko-cross-examine ay magiging malumanay all throughout. It will also depend kasi on the responses, and it will depend on the objections of the other side. Of course, we try to keep things under control. That's my character, no? As spokesperson kasi medyo nasanay ako na ganun, at least yung style ko ganun. But again, we cannot compare it as apples to apples kasi oral arguments yung sa akin. Hindi siya
Mm.
yung direct examination, cross-examination part. In fairness
Okay.
to all parties involved.
Okay, sige po. Tapos puntahan natin itong Article 4. Ito po yung unang nilitis. Yung Article 4, kaugnay po rito sa pagbabanta ni Vice President Sara Duterte kay BBM, sa First Lady at saka sa dating House Speaker. Honestly, nakakalito po yung parang gusto mangyari ng defense team, at least during the first few days of the trial, because you were questioning the authenticity or questioning the credibility. Tapos nagsalita rin naman si Attorney Mark Binluan na in effect, ina-admit din naman na sinabi ng Vice Presidente yun. Yun nga lang, ang sabi niya, it might have been unconventional but it was justified. Help us understand that seeming disconnect.
Okay. Christian, I'll try to tread lightly just because yun nga, no, we cannot talk about merits. Siguro factual lang kung ano yung posisyon ng defense, no. Yung posisyon lang naman ng defense is yung utterance itself, no, yung statement kumbaga na nasabi. I think magbobolahan na tayo kung sabihin natin na walang ganong utterance, hindi ba? So
Yeah,
may ganong utterance,
precisely.
but may ganong utterance, but ang sa atin, we wanted to put context into that utterance, no? Yung pagka-characterize sa kanya as banta sa amin is still a question that has to be resolved depending on the context. We're not trying to, alam mong hirap kasi sometimes sasabihin we're trying to parang legal calisthenics hindi ba? But sa amin ang posisyon lang talaga namin na nailabas namin is that the utterance, you cannot deny that, but the context of that utterance and the characterization of that utterance as being a threat is something that we are putting at issue. Basically, sinasabi natin na kung sasabihin na natin kaagad na banta yun, teka lang, no? Tingnan muna natin yung konteksto. Banta ba talaga ang intention noon? Or, along those lines. But again, nahihirapan ako sumagot because baka ma-contempt ako for
Okay.
talking on the merits kasi sub
Opo.
judice. But
Opo.
at least, factual lang ako, Christian, para lang,
Opo.
para lang maintindihan na ganun yung naging konteksto. Ngayon, pagdating sa video, ang point lang naman po nun is while the utterance is there, no, hindi natin madedenay yan, yung mismong video Siyempre kailangan pa rin nating ma-authenticate 'yan kasi kailangan natin malaman kung saan niya nakuha yung video, saan na-download, sino nag-download. 'Yun naman po ay, normal din.
Opo. Yun nga, so I understand yung punto ninyo, no? May pinaliwanag kayo na konteksto at kaya ang argument is that hindi siya banta. Pero napanood po ng lahat yun eh. Milyon-milyon Pilipino yung nakapanood nun. At mismong Vice Presidenta nagsabi, no joke, no joke. Kumbaga by arguing that way, hindi ba this was an affront to each and every Filipino's common sense?
No, I hope the each and every Filipino did not take it that way, Christian, no? Sa amin talaga, sa amin, it's really tingnan natin muna yung buong konteksto. Hintayin natin na yung defense yung maglabas ng kanilang ebidensya para mailatag namin ng mabuti kung ano ba talaga yung teorya natin dito. But definitely, there was no intention to, insult anyone with our direction here in this, at least for this article.
Okay. Hindi ba mas humirap din po yung posisyon ninyo kasi mismong Vice Presidente, hindi naman niya binawi eh. Siya mismo nagsabi, no joke, no joke. And then 3 days after that utterance on November 23, 2024, 3 days after, in an ambush interview or in a media interview, she actually doubled down. Hindi ba
Well, that
nakapagpahirap sa inyong posisyon yun?
Sa amin naman, I don't think incompatible siya dun sa teorya namin, no, on the characterization of the utterance. So basically, yun nga, sabi natin yung utterance, narinig naman ng mga tao yun, 'di ba? Hindi naman natin puwedeng, sabihin na hindi nangyari yun. But as to yung sinabi niya ulit the next few days, I don't think incompatible naman siya sa aming teorya pagdating sa ano ba yung tamang characterization ng mga statements na yun.
Eh nga, pero nung pinag-uusapan po ba ito bago nagsimula, wala bang parang expression of regret yung si VP na sana pala binawi ko na lang?
Wala po, wala po. Iba kasi yung konteksto, eh. That's why, very important. Although naintindihan kita, Christian, of course, kung ano yung dating, no, nung mga nabigkas. But kaya importante sa amin, sa defense na mapakita yung konteksto kung ano ba talaga yung pinanggalingan o bakit may ganung statement at ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng ganung statement. Those are things we will have to present when it's our turn. Now,
Okay. Pero yun,
of course,
mm,
whether you believe it or not, or whether our fellow Filipinos believe it or not, that's another matter, no? That's why we have to make sure that we are able to present our case well also.
okay. Yung isa naman, no, kasi a big part of a significant part of the trial was spent on arguing, and I think even Senator judges discussed this along this line. Meron bang kaso na grave threat? Wala naman na isampa. Hindi ba magkaiba yon? Kasi ang pinag-uusapan po natin dito, impeachment trial. Hindi naman
Opo.
ipakukulong yung vice presidente rito, hindi naman ito criminal trial. So my point is, hindi ba magkaiba yung pinag-uusapan na yun? At hindi ba nag-a-excite tayo ng oras kung pag-uusapan natin yung linya ng criminal proceeding when in fact this is not?
Well, I understand where you're coming from, no, Christian, kasi that is really a point of debate, no, even among lawyers, hindi ba? But yung sa amin po kasi dito, yung mismong allegation kasi is grave threat. So, if you look at it, kung ang allegation ay grave threat, you have to prove the elements of that allegation, no? Whether the proof has to be proof beyond reasonable doubt, or yung kumbaga na ina-apply sa criminal cases, that's something for the impeachment court to decide. Pero kasi since ang allegation sa articles of impeachment ay grave threat, and I think I'm not sure kung kasama inciting to sedition rin, no? But may grave threat. So sa amin, ang natural ano mo dito is pag merong grave threat, no, na allegation, i-prove mo yung elements. But at the end of the day, yun nga po you're on the one hand, you're saying hindi naman to criminal kasi ang penalty naman dito hindi naman pagkakulong, 'di ba? Ang penalty dito ay removal from office. So bakit pa natin pinagdebatehan yung elemento? So I can see that point. I can see that point. Yung point namin syempre kung grave threat yung allegation, pakita natin yung elements, but more than that, I think whether it's grave threat in a criminal proceeding or wag na natin pag-usapan yung elemento dahil impeachment naman to. I think hindi pa rin naman siya magiging incompatible dun sa sinasabi kong theory namin pag piniresenta namin yung aming depensa ukol dito.
Pero would you agree that ultimately, at least in this Article 4, napaka-basic naman po ng tanong. nag-utter ng ganung words yung Vice President. Of course, she had their explanation that there was a context behind it. Ang argument ng mga umuusig sa kanya, maliwanag na grave threat ito. But the basic question remains is that ito ba yung asal ng isang matinong halal na opisyal at yung pangalawang pinakamataas na halal na opisyal pa ng bansa? Yung magmumura ng ganito at mananakot.
Sa akin po, ang simpleng tanong dito, and you may not agree with me, but ito yung simpleng tanong dito, nagbanta ba talaga siya o hindi? No? Ano yung, bakit nasabi yung salita na yon? Meron ba talagang banta? Meron ba talagang pagkontrata sa isang assassin na sinasabi nila? Yun yung mga tanong na dapat masagot.
Hindi po ba clear pa yung sagot doon? Hindi po ba clear na yung sagot doon? Dahil galing mismo sa Vice Presidente yung mga impormasyon.
Para sa amin po kasi hindi, I don't know, I hope you will excuse me for saying this, but para sa amin po kasi hindi eh. Hindi siya clear na banta para sa amin, at nung nabuo namin yung konteksto, para sa amin hindi siya banta basically. That's why yun yung mismong pinupunto namin dito.
Okay, eto po. Babasahin ko yung naging pahayag ng Vice Presidente. Meron siyang statement, di ba? Nung day 2 ba ito or day 1? I forgot na. Sabi niya, repeatedly claiming that there were threats when none existed, inventing an assassin where there was none, and fabricating evidence to support those claims does not transform fiction into fact. 3 punto po yung binanggit niya rito. Threats when none existed. Hindi ba maliwanag yun sa mga binanggit niya? On at least 2 videos. Inventing an
Well,
assassin. Wala siyang binanggit na word na assassin, pero sinabi niya may kumontak siya na papatay at pumayag yun. So what do you call it?
Christian, kasi if I answer, I can answer you, but if I answer you, I will preempt our defenses eh, diba? So we will not be doing justice to our client if we preempt and telegraph our defenses. But yun yung mismong pinupunto ko. It's easy to say it's a threat because ang parating naririnig ay ipapatay si ganito, si ganyan, si ganyan. But if you look at the entire context, yun yung gusto namin sanang maipaliwanag sa taong bayan on why we're saying the mere characterization of it as a threat is something we are putting at issue. Yung mismong pagtawag sa kanya na threat. Now, people might agree with me, people might not agree with me. It will depend on paano namin ilatag, at syempre it will depend kung ano yung appreciation din ng mga nakaupo nating hukom, kung sa tingin nila meron kaming punto dun sa aming depensa.
Okay. Kasi nga, sa akin kasi napakasimple po ng tanong dito talaga eh. Parang ito ba yung asal na dapat nakikita natin sa ating mga halal na opisyal? Hindi po ba?
Ang ayoko pong sagutin, Sir Christian, kasi syempre I'm advocating for one party, di ba? So I'm the lawyer of one party. So I mean, I cannot be expected to answer that in the affirmative.
Isa pa nga, no? At the very least, hindi ba nakaka-iskandalo yun? Miski Tatak Duterte yung ganong asal in public, nakaka-iskandalo pa rin eh. Kasi nasa position po yung nagsabi eh. You don't have to answer that. I don't want to get you into trouble. Okay.
Okay.